Hi, my name is Danielle Paskins, and on the other side of the screen is my friend and business partner, Kari Baxter.
Hello.
And hi, we are Arbonne Regional Vice Presidents, and we are also moms with kiddos with special needs. And so what we want to do is just share for a few minutes here about that journey for us and how we ended up becoming Arbonne consultants and how that has changed our life. But really, our goal during this time together is to express some hope, to share hope, to show you what's possible, because we were both in places where we weren't really sure there was anything else that was possible aside from what we were living. So we want you to know that there is so much more that's possible, and that Arbonne could be your vehicle. It may or may not be right for you, but we want to share with you what it's been for us. And so what we're going to do is I'll quickly share my story. Kari will share hers, and then we'll run through a little bit of information about Arbonne and hope that you leave with some good information in this. So my name again is Danielle Paskins. I live in the Portland, Oregon area, as does Kari. And we have 3 boys. So I'm married to my husband, Bob. We've got 3 boys. Their ages 12, 9, and 6. And our middle son, Nate, has Down syndrome and autism. And what I want to do is just quickly paint a picture for you of what life looked like about 5.5 years ago. So 5.5 years ago was the time when Nate was actually experiencing his autism regression. So starting at age 3, from age 3 till 4, he, every single afternoon for an entire year, he would scream from anywhere from 2 to 4 hours every single day, as if you were poking needles in him, like he was in just torment. And it was really, really hard time. And so at the end of that time, one evening, my husband walked into the family room and he found me on the floor, face down, wailing like a wild animal. Like I could not stop crying, and I was crying so hard that I couldn't even lift my head off the ground. I've never felt that in my entire life. I could not lift any part of my body off the ground. He had to scoop me up and cradle me like a baby until I calmed down. So if you're someone who's watching this and you're kind of at the end of yourself, the end of all that you have left in yourself, you've given everything, get it, I know where you are. And so that's where I was when Arbonne entered my life. It made no sense for me to add anything else to my life. My background's in personal training. I was working 3 hours a week, and that's all I felt like I could do. I felt like I was just trying to get through each day. And so I looked at Arbonne because my friends shared it with me. She thought I would appreciate the culture, the brand, what it stands for, the products. And so I took a peek, not really thinking it was for me, but for some reason I felt this tug to say yes, even though it made 0 sense. And I am so thankful that I did, because it has absolutely changed everything about our life. And I know that sounds dramatic and cliche, but it's so true. And what my husband liked to say for quite some time now is that Arbonne brought my spark back, because what it did was it helped me see outside of our day-to-day, and it helped me start dreaming again, which I had completely lost the ability to dream. And now what's happened too is that now my husband is doing the same thing. So it brought my spark back, and now it's brought his back too. He was in a career that he was not happy in. And so the last 2 years, I've been providing for our family of 5 while he's been completely reinventing himself. So now he wakes up energized and I wake up energized, and we're able to be present with our family whenever they need us and really live a life on our terms. So Kari, I'd love for you to share your story. Yours is so different from mine. We both have kiddos with special needs, but we come from very different backgrounds and experiences, and I love your story.
I love your story. Thanks for sharing. I too am one of, what do we say, the lucky few, the chosen few. My name is Kari Baxter, and I also live in the Portland, Oregon area. I also have 3 kids, the same age as Danny. It's pretty great. And my 9-year-old son also has Down syndrome. His name is Dixon. My background looks a little different than Danny's, and whoever's watching this today, we want to reach out to you and say, hopefully you can relate to one of us, but if you can't, if your story looks a little bit different, some of our stories are messier or harder. Some of our days are a little bit easier, but I love that we all share this common connection. And so thank you for being on here. So my background was in corporate sales and event planning. And I took my job, my career very seriously. And you know, when I thought about what my family would look like, we pictured a boy and a girl in a white picket fence and really successful corporate careers. And so 20 months into our second pregnancy, when we received a prenatal diagnosis that our second baby would be a boy and also would be born with Down syndrome, it was a big blow to us. You know, we were scared. Of course we were scared. And that unknown can be terrifying. So we spent the next 20 months just preparing for the worst, hoping for the best, and trying to keep our life as much like it used to be as possible. But we learned after our son was born that sometimes that's not our choice what our life looks like. And so as much as I tried to keep things just as they were, and I tried to go into a corporate job every day, that weight of what was truly important and of being one of those chosen parents was a responsibility that I needed to step up to. And as Danny said, you know, she was only able to go to work three hours a week because mentally she had a lot to take in. I think I actually tried to cover it up by going in and to try to keep my life going and to not really face what our new reality looked like. And so for me, finances made it so that we needed an income, but health for my child made it that I couldn't go to work. And so when I left my job, we lost about 50% of our income, and we were not expecting that. And so we saw some really difficult financial issues. Our family was a family that was adopted on a Christmas tree, you guys. And that's something that was really hard for me to admit for a long time, but it's something now that I embrace because we all go through hard times in life. And we've moved past that. And so for me, I tried. Over the last 8 years, I have worked and I have not. And I worked and I have not. And for the last 5 years, I worked for a local college, a local law school. And while I thought it was okay because I was providing financially for my family, I wasn't there for what I needed to be there for. And if you're a parent and you're trying to balance, you know what it's like. You go into an office and you have demands and you have a list and you have responsibilities. And if you're a parent of a child with special needs, you also know that you can't control what your child's day looks like. And so my phone would ring and ring and ring at least once every day from the school because my child was having a panic attack or was hiding under a desk or had run away from the school, on and on and on. And to get those phone calls in the middle of a stressful day and to have to go into an office to a boss and ask for permission to leave to go care for my child broke my heart, made me feel guilty. I don't know if it was more guilty for my boss or for my child, but you guys, oftentimes I wasn't able to be there to raise my baby. And so after 5 years, I couldn't do it anymore. And that's when Arbonne found me. Arbonne found me when I was driving into work with tears rolling down my face because drop off was really hard that day. And Arbonne found me when I felt really lonely and I thought I was doing this whole special needs parenting thing with my husband and pretty much isolated. And now, thanks to Arbonne, I've met people like Danielle and so many others, and I've been empowered with time and financial freedom to not only focus on our family and what our family needs, but to focus on so many other people and making this world better for all of our kids. So we invite you to listen tonight and open your eyes to what we have to say, and we're so very glad that you're here.
Yeah, so I know if you're anything like I was, and probably Kari, well, actually Kari too, for sure, this is not the kind of business, network marketing is not a business that you imagined yourself doing. It's not something that you've been seeking out necessarily. And we were the same. We had no idea this would be the vehicle that would allow us to live the life that we're now living. But we just want you to know that from the start, that we are not here to convince you. We want to share with you what this business is about and how it's changed our lives, and just help you see what is possible. So I want you to think a little bit about the possibilities, what could be. If you continue doing exactly what you're doing, where will your life be in 5 years? Where will you be? And are you okay with that in terms of finances and flexibility and choices? Are you all right with that? Would you like to have some savings? Maybe you've gone through all of your savings because of the extra needs of your child or other circumstances. Maybe you need to save some for the future. I know with our child, we know that probably long term he's going to need full-time care, and you know, he may live well past we live. So having that savings, being able to give back. I know sometimes we feel like our hearts are so big and we want to give more, and we just feel like it needs to be used for our own family's needs. But to be able to really give to those organizations that we care about, or to be able to do things that we want to do, like travel. What a gift that can be for our families, to just unplug and take a break from the day-to-day grind of this life that we're living. So this can absolutely be the way that all of those things can happen. This is how that's happened for us. And so Kari's going to start us through what this business is really all about.
My hesitation's just like Danny's. I didn't want to sell lipstick. Good for you. That's so cute. I have a real career. I actually went and got a master's degree after my son Dixon was born in nonprofit management and marketing, so that I could start a nonprofit to help my son. And now, all those student loans later, guess what has been my vehicle? It hasn't been that master's degree, it's been my Arbonne business. So even if you are educated, very well educated, even if you have a great career, sometimes it's just not enough. And so my hesitations where I thought that maybe that was just for some people, that was just a fun backup plan for some people. And as Danny said, the life that we live, the freedom, the friendships, the dreams are grander than anything that we would have ever experienced. So it's pretty amazing. Now, what is network marketing? You know, Arbonne is a network marketing company, if you've never heard of Arbonne before. And so what that means is we grow our business via word of mouth. We love referrals. We love helping people fall in love with Arbonne and then sharing that, just like a little spider web kind of grows. And so if you are a parent of a kid with special needs and you have found a tool or a jewelry or an app or a doctor who you love, who has changed your life, made your day-to-day work a little bit better, you've probably told somebody else, right? That's how our business grows as well, word of mouth. And so we simply help people to fall in love with a new way of living, to fall in love with a lifestyle around freedom, and then to go out and share that with others. That's network marketing, social marketing. Also, some amazing benefits is we get to work anywhere we want. And so Danny and I both happen to be in our offices right now. But last week, Danielle was in Jamaica, and next week I'm going to be on vacation. And so we're able to take our businesses mobilely with us wherever we need to be. Sometimes that's from a doctor's office. Sometimes that's from a field trip. Sometimes that's from at home just cuddling a sick baby. But our business doesn't stop when life gives us road bumps. And I love that. If you have a day job right now and you have to call in sick and maybe you don't have any more sick days, that can mean a big impact on your family, but we're able to work it from anywhere. There's a low risk startup cost to an Arbonne business. If you start a brick and mortar, it's expensive. You have so many things. With Arbonne, we give you what we call a business in a box with a dedicated home office and support, people who want to hold your hand and walk side by side with you and help you to chase your dreams and be successful. All of that for a very, very reasonable cost. Oftentimes people get their startup costs back in their first couple of paychecks. Free business coaching from the beginning, people like Danny and I to partner with and cheer you on and walk you step by step through what you need to do. And then the thing I love is we earn while we learn. So you get into activity right away with your business and you get paid 1 week after you start. So we're paid weekly and monthly. So that's pretty amazing in itself. Another great benefit of network marketing is the tax benefits. We're nearing the end of the year right now. And so that means some great benefits on our taxes. If you have a full-time salary job, this could maybe help with some of that. So those are some of the things that I love about network marketing and Arbonne.
So really when it comes to how this business works and how we grow it, I compare it to a traditional approach. So traditional business, you know, you clock in, you trade hours for dollars. If you want to really build a large business, then you need to have employees. You need to have all that back end support and information. It costs a lot to start up. And it's really more of a wage income mentality, right? So you are a slave to your job, right? If you're starting even if you decide I'm going to break out of the mold and I'm going to start my own business, and you want to start your own, you know, boutique or something, then you are still really working hard for those 3 to 5 years of getting it up and running. And if you turn a profit, then you might be able to start hiring some other people, but it really owns your time and you have to be at that place. So with network marketing, it's really about flexibility, and just we learn how to share about Arbonne, and then we teach other people to do the same thing. So it's just like in a department store like Nordstrom, where there is a department store manager, and that person is responsible for teaching each department lead their role, and they teach their people. Now that department store manager gets compensated based on how the whole store is doing. They might get a bonus based on how the whole store is doing. So it's very similar in the way that we work. We teach people how to do their business and grow their business, and then we get compensated for it. Arbonne says, well, thanks for teaching people. We don't have the time to be out there all over the place, all over the world, in all the different countries that Arbonne's in. So thank you for connecting with people and helping spread the Arbonne word. Okay, so that's really how it works. The flexibility is great. We work 10 to 15 hours a week, wherever, whenever we can, and we are building an asset that can live on for generations. Okay, and that is powerful, especially as parents with children with special needs, where we want to be able to provide long term for our children. It just creates such peace of mind. So there are 4 promotion levels in Arbonne. Let's get right into the nitty gritty of what's really possible in this business. Because I know when I started, I thought, oh, it's just a cute little thing, your little side hustle, good for you. But really, it can be whatever you want it to be. So if you just need a couple $100 extra to even just to feel like not guilty about getting some new clothes or something, or to pay for some medical needs or whatever it is, it can just be that, or it can be full-time income and beyond, right? So it would be the four promotion levels they're all based on products going from the warehouse to the consumer. Okay, and if you're concerned about selling like I was, and I think Kari was too, don't worry about that. It's really about becoming products of the product. So we use the products, we appreciate them, we know that they're safe for us and our families, and then we share with other people. So we're just out there sharing and educating and helping people see that it really does matter what we put on in our body. So products going from the warehouse to the consumer, that's how we're compensated. We're compensated with commissions, and then with that extra those overrides from teaching other people how to build their own businesses. So there's 4 promotion levels. The first is district manager, and the range there in income, $250 to $1,000 a month. So that can really make a big difference. That's 15 minutes here, a half hour there, just sprinkling it in throughout your week and being consistent about it. That's usually that promotion usually happens in 1 to 3 months. The second is area manager. The range at this level is $1,000 to $4,000 a month. That is a big deal for most families. Okay, so another big thing with that is that an area manager, your business is willable, so you can choose who your paycheck would continue going to if something were to happen to you. And again, peace of mind. That's what we need. The third level is regional vice president, which is where Kari and I both are. We get to drive free white Mercedes, which is really wonderful to be able to have that benefit, and a super safe car for our families. And the average income there is $4,000 to $8,000 and beyond. And so that's full-time income, still working 10 to 15 hours a week. We're just teaching more people. The top level in Arbonne is called national vice president, and the average income there is $21,000 and beyond per month. So there's really no ceiling. You can continue earning as much as you want, as many people as you want to help around the globe. Some other benefits in addition to the income are there's a lot of recognition and gifts, travel. So like Kari said, I went to Jamaica last week with my family. I was able to take them on an all-inclusive trip paid for by Arbonne. I've earned 4 in the last 5 years, and my family, it's not something we would do otherwise. We would just feel guilty. We would feel like we needed to spend that money on some new treatment or some different medication or therapy. And so for us to be almost forced to vacation is a huge gift.
And it allows you to come home, Danny, with this glow about you again. You're recharged. We all need that in our life. And not just the once a year incentive trip, but we all go to different places throughout the year together. And if you don't make that a priority, if you don't remember the last time that you took an overnight by yourself without your children, it is such a gift. You need it. We all need it. They say you can't pour from an empty cup. And when we go on these trips, we have fun. We have fun. We get filled up. We have our belief poured in, but mostly we have fun, and we come back a better version of ourselves, I feel like a better wife and a better mom and a better leader, just from taking the time to pour into Kari. And I know Danny feels the same way. So today's Wednesday, and as Danny was talking about asset income, how many of you are counting down the days until Saturday, right? There's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's the weekend. We live for the weekend, and our, life goes by so fast, and we have this responsibility to raise these awesome little humans. And so if you're anything like I was, trading my hours for a paycheck that oftentimes didn't allow us to have enough at the end of the month was hard. It was really, really hard. And that would sit like an elephant on my chest. I would think about the kids, and I would think about everything else. And then there was just this pressure of finances. And so adding an extra stream of income in the nooks and crannies of life is so, so smart. And I want to just really encourage you to think about the income levels that Danny gave, and what would that look like for your family. Even an extra $1,000 is life-changing for many people. So when it comes to network marketing businesses, there's a lot of them out there. And I did my research. I wanted to make sure that I was working with a company that was smart, that was the best one, that was the best fit for us. And I can tell you wholeheartedly, pinky promise, that it's Arbonne. And here's why. We have a 38-year-old company. That means our roots run really, really deep. We've withstood the ups and downs of the economy, and we've come out stronger than ever. Right now, Arbonne is, I think, the strongest we've ever been, and growing at a rapid pace globally. We are owned by an incredible family-owned company. We have direct access to the founder's son. I've talked to him on the phone and on Zoom and given him a ride to the airport. It's an amazing company, and we are treated like one big family. So I love that. Arbonne makes it easy for us to be parents. If you are like me, sometimes you don't have time, nor do you want to pick up the label of every single thing that touches your children. And with me having 3, they all have sensitivities, and guess what? They are all different. One can't have pineapples, and one doesn't like, grass rubbed all over. There's different things to think about. And so I could spend my entire day just label reading what works best for my kids. But Arbonne makes it easy, and this is what was so attractive to me. We're a company that focuses on a holistic approach. That means that it all works uniform. It all works together. We help people find gut health. All of our health starts in our gut. So you feel really good on the inside, whether it's your kids, whether it's you, we get gut health. And then we feel confident on the outside. We take care of our skin. We take care of what goes in and on our bodies. And by doing that, Arbonne is actually the #1 company, global company, for healthy living inside and outside. And we are so darn proud of that. We have those 38 years of research and development and better than European standards to hold behind us. And we have a reputation of, people like to say, it's like shopping at Nordstrom and Whole Foods combined. You get the customer service and the amazing products and healthy ingredients, which I love. So Arbonne adheres to all of the buzzwords: gluten-free, vegan certified, kosher, sustainably sourced, non-GMO, free of mineral oil, soy-free, paraben-free, no artificial smells, dyes, fragrances, I guess that's the same as smells, so many others. If it is on your avoid list, it's probably on ours too. The European Union bans 1,200 ingredients. United States bans about 12. Arbonne bans over 2,000. And so if you're looking for a brand that you can trust for your kids, even with the very most sensitive skin, I invite you to take a look at Arbonne and fall in love with it as we have.
Absolutely. So to wrap us up, just thinking about a few options of how you might get involved with Arbonne. And just know that every single person that starts an Arbonne business starts scared and maybe even very reluctant like I did. So just know that you're in great company and we will lock arms with you and help you every step of the way. But there's really three options that we invite you to consider. So the first would be to sign up as a consultant and really get going with your business. And again, you decide what you want out of it and we just help you get there. Okay, so that would be number one. Number two would be to be a connector. The way that we build our business is by meeting new people and by sharing Arbonne with new people. So maybe just helping introduce some people. You could share this video or you can introduce some people by gathering them around a table and helping us share Arbonne. And the third would be just to be a shopper and support our businesses by shopping with a family business and helping us to continue to grow our family goals. So those would really be the great options for you. And no matter what, it would be our honor to be able to work alongside you, or whoever shared this with you, they would love to do the same.
Don't you feel like whenever somebody supports local, I always say, whenever you support local, I do a little happy dance. And it's so true. You're helping impact a family and that family's goals and dreams and missions for making the world better. So thank you in any way that it fits. So Danielle and I are just two faces of a global team of people out to make this world better than we found it. And Danielle and I are also just two faces of moms on our team, of parents, of dads on our team, but not just that, of parents raising kids with disabilities. And we have been so honored to be able to link arms with people who are just feeling stuck, who have felt like they've given up on hope, who have lost sight of what their dreams were. And so Danielle and I want to invite you to dream again. What did you want to be when you grew up? What were those hopes that you had in high school? What were those hopes you had in college? What was that career going to look like, or that business going to be, or that book going to be about before you got that crossroads? I always say that one day we woke up and we were headed this way, and then whoop, life went that way. But it didn't stop. It kept going, and that was a choice. It was a choice to continue to take one foot, one step in front of the other, keep going a direction, and be surrounded by people who believed and supported and helped us to be a better version of ourselves. And that is what we found in Arbonne. So I want to remind you that you are one of the chosen few. You are one of the lucky few. We get to be part of this little secret society, I like to say. And with that comes a lot of responsibility. And we understand that. And with that also comes the responsibility to balance the ability for finances and for time and for extra love, because a lot of times it takes a lot of extra patience and a lot of love. And so if Arbonne is something that could fit into the nooks and crannies of your life right now, give you an extra paycheck along top of what you're already doing, so that you have an exit plan, you have an exit strategy to be able to pick your days and your causes and your impact in the future, would you say yes? So today we're asking you to join us. We're inviting you to join us, to dream again, to think about traveling again. Our family, our next big goal, our next big dream is to open up a cafe. And that cafe is going to employ people with special needs. And we want to serve breakfast and love and awareness around diversity and so, so much love. And so I just invite you to dream and to think and to see how Arbonne could fit in. Now, the person that invited you on here today did so because they see something in you. And so they see, we get to handpick our teammates, and that's a big compliment. It means that in you, they see someone with ambition and someone with grit and someone who they want to help partner with to go out and make this world better. And so do me a favor and let them know, A, that you watched the video, and what you think and where you fall, if you would be a 1 or 2 or a 3. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact Danielle Paskins or myself, Kari Baxter, and we are so honored to be able to chat with you more. And thank you so very much. It's a good life.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.